Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. Charles Schulz is the greatest cartoonist who ever lived. Okay, so I'm being a bit biased, but there's no denying how big an impact he's made. Even if you've never read Peanuts, you've probably seen the TV specials, the movies, or bought some of the awesome merchandise. If you haven't, what's wrong with you? Sorry, my bias is showing again. Recently, the house Charles Schulz lived in at the time of his death burnt to the ground in that wildfire in California, taking with it all the Snoopy memorabilia housed inside. Although fans like myself have mourned the loss of this historic house, there is one man, if he were alive today, would have jumped for joy. And that man's name is Al Capp. While not a household name today, Al Capp was the most famous cartoonist during the 1940s through the 50s. He was known for creating Lil Abner, a satirical strip about a bunch of hillbillies. In its time, Lil Abner enjoyed the same type of success Peanuts would in later years. There was merchandise, movies, and even a theme park. Capp's fame went beyond the comic strip. He was also famous for being a political commentator, appearing on both radio and TV. Throughout most of his career, he had poked fun at conservatives in both Lil Abner and his commentaries. All that changed in the 1960s, where he started to focus his energy on poking fun of the left. He had an infamous confrontation with John Lennon. There's a link in the description if you wish to see what happened. Charles Schulz first met Al Capp during the 1950s, and he often said in interviews that the two of them got along just fine. Then the 1960s came along. You see, to put this in context, during the 1950s, Peanuts, as well as Charles Schulz, wasn't the powerhouse it is today. Lil Abner, on the other hand, was the most famous comic strip of the era, and so was its creator Al Capp. Then the 1960s rolled around, and suddenly Schulz and Peanuts' fame overshadowed Al Capp as well as Lil Abner. Apparently this didn't sit well with Al Capp, who reportedly said, "Why is a strip about a damn dog more popular than Lil Abner?" In 1968, Al Capp decided to do a parody of Peanuts in a series of Sunday comics. Now, he was well known for parodying other comic strips in Lil Abner, his most famous being Fearless Fosdick, a parody of Dick Tracy. While that was a loving parody, the one he did for Peanuts was, well, let's just look at them. Pee-wee Unlimited toast their little founding father. Henry Jr., whose cars Pee-wee advertises. J. Paul, his banker. Paul, his poster distributor. Bennett, his book publisher. Pee-wee himself. And the boys from his TV network. They can afford us because of the profit they made from him. But his newspaper syndicate. Something terrible arrived. The latest Pee-wee cartoons. What's terrible about them? Look, Pee-wee isn't talking like a psychiatrist. He talks like a kid. No, no, no. And his little dog Croupy doesn't talk like Joey's brothers anymore. He just barks like a dog. That destroys its most precious quality, its credibility. All major officers of Pee-wee Unlimited rushed to the simple home of good old Bedley Damp, the cartoonist. What's gone wrong? Pee-wee has changed. Nonsense. Everything's the same. Except that psychiatrist next door moved away. But he was getting to be a pest, always talking psychiatry to me while I was doing Pee-wee. That's it! Catch the stick, Croupy. Yep, yep. Thanks, Croupy. Can't you see what's wrong with Pee-wee? Frankly, no. At last the kids are talking like kids. And the dog is barking like dogs do. Then look at the Pee-wee strip of a month ago. Who will volunteer to go after the enemy ace? I will, Captain Eddie Rickenbacker. And I'll come back alive, grow up and become chairman of the board of huge airline. Chill Magnum and Bubbly. We'll toast my victory at less follies with less girls. Ugh! How could I have ever done stuff like that? It was all the psychiatrist next door's fault. He brainwashed me, but now that he's moved, my kids will talk like real kids, and Croupy will bark like a real dog. But your readers don't understand real kids, and they're scared of real dogs. They like the sort you did. Let them find another comic strip. You find another comic strip. You're fired. Good grief, is this the end of Pee-wee? Good grief, they fired you. Good old Bedley Damp, the creator of Pee-wee. He was ruining our strip. His kids used to talk cute, like little psychiatrists. But when his psychiatrist moved, his kids began talking like real kids. The strip lost its naturalism. The only solution is to hire that psychiatrist. Yes, before I retired to the mountains, I lived next door to old Bedley Damp. We fired him. Will you take his job? I can write Pee-wee's dialogue, all right. Having studied Kraft, Eben Young, Adler, and Dear Abby, but I'm afraid I won't be able to do the drawing. See? He's right. His drawing is too good. We've got to get somebody who draws like good old Bedley Damp. Hey, can you draw? Nary a bit. See? You're hired. That was the nastiest parody I've ever seen of Peanuts. Pee-wee himself? Bedley Damp? What's with Cap's need to suggest that Schultz and Charlie Brown wet the bed? Plus, the design he gave Pee-wee isn't even a good likeness of Charlie Brown. With Fearless Fosdick, Cap actually tried to make him look like Dick Tracy. So why couldn't he do that with Charlie Brown? Also, him saying that the characters talk like psychiatrists shows he didn't understand the appeal of Peanuts. Yes, the characters talk in an intelligent way that most kids don't talk. But that's not why people love them. It's because they were relatable. Everybody can relate to losing like Charlie Brown, being crabby like Lucy, being in love with somebody who doesn't love us back like half the characters. And Snoopy's imagination is just a lot of fun to see. He just assumed that people only liked it because they talked like intellectuals, or in this case, psychiatrists. But that's not the appeal of it at all. As for the final panel showing Lil Abner drawing a bad drawing and hiring him on the spot, he's basically said that Charles Schultz was a bad artist. I've heard that accusation from people outside of Cap, but the reality of it is that while the characters' designs are simple, they can be pretty hard to duplicate. I knew guys who could draw realistically, and yet they had a hard time drawing Snoopy. Yes, their designs are simple, but they are also appealing. Characters don't need to look like stuff that Al Cap drew in order to be appealing. And I've seen stuff Schultz did outside of Peanuts, and let me tell you, he could draw. It's just this was the style he adopted because it was the one that worked best for him. That's like saying Picasso's Cubist paintings show that he's a terrible artist without actually looking at his early work that showed he could paint like Michelangelo. It's just he chose not to. I'm not the only one who finds this unfunny. Charles Schulz himself didn't even care for the parody. He had said, "I didn't think it was very clever. I don't mind parody if it's clever. I thought it was rather dull and heavy-handed." Capp had planned on doing more with this storyline, but after the controversy, he decided to drop it altogether. He claimed it was out of respect for Schulz, but Schulz suspected that he couldn't make the story work, so he decided to focus on some other things. This parody showed that Capp felt insecure about Peanuts' growing popularity, and he decided to take a shot at it without really understanding why people liked it. There are very clever parodies of Peanuts, my favorite being the one the Fine Brothers did. You can find the link in the description below. After the parody, things didn't go good for Al Capp. Like Harvey Weinstein now, Capp had a lot of women accuse him of sexual harassment and doing what they call a casting couch with some of the actresses. Did Lil Abner in 1977 and died 2 years later. Now he's mostly forgotten, while Charles Schulz remains an icon. I'm pretty sure he would have hated that. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.